Hi and welcome to Star Pubs and Bars food training video. This video is all about pub snacks. We're going to start with looking at something as simple as a Melton Mowbray Pork Pie. This brilliant product, Butcher's Melton Mowbray Pork Pie, when served on a plain white plate, looks pretty dull and disinteresting and not particularly inviting. I have here a few examples of some modern crockery. I'm going to choose the classic whiteware for this first presentation. But all I'm doing is starting off by taking a slice out of the pork pie so that I can bring it onto the plate and position it to a little bit more interest. Now to start bringing it to life. So I'm going to garnish with just some watercress. I'll just pop that into a bowl and make sure it's got a bit of sheen to it with a little bit of olive oil. The next part of the garnishing, I've got some lovely cherry tomatoes, and I'm going to leave these cherry tomatoes just on the vine and on top of the watercress. That in itself looks a lot more interesting than a simple pork pie. But I'm going to introduce a couple of more flavours to the dish, starting with some piccalilli, which is a pretty classic combination. Piccalilli and pork pie goes together really well. I'm going to leave that into a nice little dipper pot and on the plate. But just to finish this off and for a more interesting eat, I'm thinking, you know, this dish isn't for one person, this is for 3 or 4 guys that might be in the pub, having a couple of pints of cask beer, a couple of slices of pork pie, and I'm just using some plain salted crisps, and this additional bit of crockery is just going to add a little bit of colour at the end to the dish. And there we go, Melton Mowbray Pork Pie, sharing platter, pub snack. Next one, rather than a dish for 3 or 4 guys, I'm going to look at a dish just for one. And this is a sausage roll. This could be a homemade sausage roll, or it could be a sausage roll that you buy in. I'm just using a bought-in sausage roll. And all we're going to do is take that sausage roll and just bring it to life a little bit. Like I said, with some more exciting crockery and presentation. So I'm going to start taking that in half. Onto a nice plate there, a little dipper pot, tomato chutney, little spoon, and off we go. These dishes are really low skill, take seconds to put together, and actually are pretty spectacular on the plate, I think. Okay, the next one, we're going to do some warm home spiced peanuts. Couple of spices I'm going to use here. We'll start with a little bit of cumin. These nuts are unsalted, plain peanuts. They're cheapest chips to buy. And what you're going to do here is just really bring these to life and have a real unique selling point for your pub snacks offer. So that's some cayenne pepper, a little bit of cumin. I'm going to put a squirt of extra virgin, lid on top, and we'll just shake this up. Now these are fine to go like this, but if you want to do something sort of extra special, we can just pop these in the oven just for a couple of minutes. All I've done, I've got the oven there on about 160, and that'll be fine just to warm those through. As those are warming, I'm going to go on to the next idea, which is kind of a pub snacks pick and mix sharer. And again, I've got some examples of different crockery that we could use here, ranging from, you know, the most expensive down to the cheapest option here. So the idea behind this pick and mix pub sharer would be you can introduce a little menu. And for a set price, the customer can choose his own options for his little sharing board. So we've just got some plain crisps in there. This is just some popcorn. Again, if you buy it in bulk, it's not too expensive. right the way to the other end of the scale, which will be the most expensive of these pick and mix items, which is our chili olives. So I'm going to be a little more careful with these. Loads of options here, so a couple of additions here. This is some mixed fruit and nut. Some pistachio. We have some pre-made pork scratchings. We have some pre-made beef jerky. And let's finish with some warmed through, home-spiced, spicy nuts. To get this right, it's about keeping it really, really simple, buy in some great products, invest in some really good quality crockery, and you'll be really well placed to drive some additional margin and some additional sales into the pub snacks category. Thanks for watching.